It's like it has a mind of its own. I need to figure this out. Anyway, today we are talking about watch trends that are coming up that I'm predicting we will see more of in 2024. Let's talk about it. First trend that I have seen rise like never before is affordable avant-garde watches or hyper watches. Hyper watches have been the new hot thing, especially among enthusiasts. Non enthusiasts still might not get it, they might find it a bit gimmicky, but for enthusiasts, for collectors, there's been this movement started by brands like MB&F, like Grubel 4C, Urwerk. So there are specific collectors who've had the Rolexes and they've had the Omegas and they had the Cartiers, and now they want to have something fun, that weekend piece, that talking piece, that crazy, insane watchmaking, a piece of horology, kind of to show how far mechanical watchmaking can go. Only recently, we have started to see this kind of watchmaking enter the affordable market. When I say affordable, I'm not talking about $100. I'm talking about relative affordability, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, and so on. This is still considered affordable, not on its own, but when you put it next to MB&Fs and crazy ultra high-end luxury brands. Brands like Sega Design, Chinese watchmaking doing insane things. And then you have Barons, also Chinese, I think, a level above Sega Design in terms of their complications. Their priority is not the movement. Their compromise is the movement, but they are spending money on complications. And this is a theme that we are seeing across the board with these brands. They are using Miota movements, Solita, off-the-shelf movements, but then creating these in-house modules. And when I say in-house, they don't mean every single thing is made in-house, but they are designed in-house. They're working with manufacturers who can tailor make those complications. And this is why we are finding such crazy complications at relatively affordable prices. And I think we're going to see more of that because now that Sega and Barons have kind of softened the market with their first blow, at first it was kind of like a shock thing that everybody's like, what the hell is that? And then they won GPAG, and now Barons is creating, working with Konstantin Chaikin, they're working with Label Noir. This will push newer brands to move in this direction. It's still niche, it's still not mainstream, but when a movement has already started and it's gaining momentum, this is going to drag a lot of brands to get on the bandwagon. We have seen micro brands enter the market in the last few years, ever since COVID. 2020 was the year when we saw some of the best micro brands that we could have ever dreamed of, and they're killing it now. You have Baltic, you have Studio Underdog. Those were the kind of the OG micro brands in the last few years. There is going to be a lot more of this because now parts are more accessible. The knowledge is more out there. Every new micro brand owner that I've kind of talked to, they know exactly what people want at their prices. Yeah, we're definitely going to see more of this, in my opinion. Collaborations. This is something that definitely going to happen more. AP has kind of been the leader on the expensive high-end luxury Holy Trinity mainstream brand side, followed by independents. A lot of independents are going in this direction. And ever since the pandemonium from H. Moser and MB&F, I genuinely believe that this has kind of created the precedence for other brands, for other independent brands to be like, wow, people really love that. We should do that as well. And we have already been seeing this with lesser known brands. They're still big, but not as mainstream as other brands. So they use this opportunity to kind of like join hands with more famous brands. And collaborations are happening all across the board. You have watch brands with other watch brands. You have Kari Voutilainen with Armin Strom and MB&F. You have H. Moser and MB&F. But then you also have watch brands collaborating with pop culture, and that's, again, nothing new. AP with Marvel, Oris with Muppets, Reservoir with Popeye. Those are doing really well. I mean, whether we like it or not, that's a different thing again, but people are buying those watches, especially on the more attainable end. But now we are seeing a new wave of collaborations, and that is with media, watch media. It's not just with high-end brands, but also with affordable brands. And this is kind of a win-win for both companies. More customizations. There is a growing market for this. This is the reason why limited editions happen. And we can again debate about whether it sucks and why are they doing limited editions and things like that, but there is a desirability for those. They're still selling out. People do like that exclusivity. Brands like Label Noir and Bamford, what they do is they create unique pieces. They create special editions that nobody else in the city is going to have if you're in a small city. But that's fun. That's something that collectors who've, like I said, they've had all the watches, now they want something different. Those are the people that these brands are targeting. So what do you guys think? What are the other trends that I have missed that you think we're gonna see more of? This is definitely not the full list. Do subscribe if you haven't. And also for more videos, check out my other channel, Red Army Watches Malaysia. That's not my personal channel, but you will find me talking about some other cool watches, especially micro brands. See you in the next one.